That's where we came from, all the way over there. See you later. Poop your pants a little. Having fun yet?
Day 4 turned out to be a monumental day for our team for a variety of reasons. The fact that we started in the dark and ended in the dark should give you some indication of how our day went. But there's much more to the story, so ride along with us to vicariously experience all the craziness of Day 4. We left Smoky Bar Store just after 6 a.m. after a great breakfast. We had to squeeze our feet into wet and frozen boots and scrape the frost off of our seats. The beauty of Day 4 is that you start right in the heart of some of the best single track anywhere in the world. Paradise Creek was first on the menu and was a nice warm-up that led us straight to our first challenge point of the day, the summit of Paradise Peak Pass.
Alright, how cold is it? Frost on our seats. There's the Smoky Bar cabins. We were actually grateful for a nice warm bed. It's freezing cold out there this morning. It's about 5:30, 5:45.
Going the extra mile.
Right?
Okay, let's see if this bad boy will start. It's freezing cold. Okay, I think I'm finally ready. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See you later. Hey, this is the start of Paradise Trail, Paradise Creek. About 6:20 or so in the morning. Had a great breakfast at Smoky Bar and ready to do this again, ready for Day 4. I will admit, I think we were all a little bit slower going this morning. I didn't really go to bed till about midnight. It's amazing what a shower, a meal, and a little bit of sleep will do for you. Happy to be riding again. Paradise Creek.
Despite a chilly start to the morning, as soon as the sun came up, we had warmed up nicely and dropped off the north slope of Paradise Peak Pass. This connected us to the bottom of the West Fork Big Smoky drainage, where we then hung a left on Mule Creek Trail and climbed back to the top of the ridge, with a sneak peek to the north of the headwaters of the Salmon River.
Last part of the West Fork of Big Smoky, and up here I should be turning left on Mule Creek. And there it is. Came from all the way over there, down, up. Whew. Mule Creek still.
After the second challenge section, we continued north, descending off the pass down to the headwaters of the Salmon River. This trail, all the way to the campground at the bottom, was super smooth, flowy, and buffed out, and was a lot of fun this early in the day. At the bottom, it opens up into the Sawtooth Valley, and you have to cross Highway 75. At this point, you can zip up the road to Smiley Creek for gas and food if needed. We were good on food and gas, so we continued on through a series of ATV trails, which eventually turned to single track at the start of the Grand Prize Gulch Trail.
Dropping down into the headwaters of the Salmon River, and then you have the option to head over to Smiley Creek for gas if you need to, but we don't need to, so we're going to continue on. Pretty fun trail. Everything from Big Smoky, West Big Smoky, over here was a lot faster. Even though it's single track, it was a lot smoother. Yeah, this is cool. Coaster. Sweet trail. Came across this couple up here. They were camping up on top off their bike. How cool is that? just crossed the highway. Smiley Creek was just up the road a ways. Copy that, going right. We are, yeah. UtHo.
Oh, nice. Right
Yeah.
on. You guys got a good sprint the other day.
Thanks. Yeah, where are you guys from? Sweet. Where are you guys headed? Nice to meet you guys.
Good luck.
Hey, we appreciate it. We hope to make it. So
How many days in are you?
this is day 4.
Okay.
So
Get some.
yeah,
We're gonna need some.
we're gonna need some. That's right.
Grand Prize Gulch is an enjoyable trail, and if you can take your eyes off the trail long enough and look up, you'll catch a glimpse of the majestic peaks of the Boulder Mountains to your right and the White Cloud Mountains to your left. We stopped at the bottom to dip our heads in the cool runoff where the west and east forks of the Salmon River converge. Shortly after, you encounter a crossing of the East Fork, and then on down the road to the start of the Little Boulder Trail. Little Boulder starts off in some dry, sagebrushy hills, but quickly transitions to pines as you climb towards the next challenge point of the day, a view into the White Clouds Wilderness area of Castle and Merriam Peaks. Keep an eye out as you come into a clearing in the trees and you'll see this iconic picture spot. We actually missed it and ended up taking a short hike at the wilderness boundary to get a view of the peaks.
Grand Prize Gulch. Okay. Well, looks like I'm getting my feet wet. Easy peasy. I would just go straight.
You know the vent in your pants lets water in really good.
Start of Little Boulder Creek Trail. the reason it's called Little Boulder.
Got it?
Yep. This trail gets a lot better the higher you go.
Okay, good, because I'm not enjoying the rock. Good.
Sorry.
How many more?
Just one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Get a view of that big castle.
From this point, it's a quick jaunt to the next challenge section at Little Boulder, Big Boulder Pass. There's a fun little creek crossing at the outlet below Willow Lake, and then as you climb the hill towards Frog Lake, look for a cool motorbike parking sign, the kind of thing you'd only find in Idaho.
Can't tell if you're in Wyoming or Idaho right now.
I remember seeing that sign 10 years ago when I was here.
At the top of Little Boulder, Big Boulder Pass, we descended to the north on the Big Boulder Trail. This is another fun and flowy trail, but be careful as this trail is heavily used by hikers, mountain bikers, and equestrians. We passed more people on that section of trail than anywhere else on the entire Tour of Idaho. At the bottom, you can stop to check out the Livingston mine. Pay close attention as you ascend the old mining road above the mine for a fun sign that the owner has made, where his political affiliations are made well known. The next challenge point is the top of Railroad Ridge, the highest point on the Tour of Idaho, and you are rewarded with an incredible view towards the Chinese Wall and down into Crater Lake.
It's great.
Thank you. Okay, you guys have a good hike. You guys good? Hey guys. You guys keep coming. Of course. Have a good day. Great. Livingston Mine Camp at the bottom of Big Boulder. If you ride this trail, well, at any time, but especially on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and you ride the Tour of Idaho, or you're a dirt biker in general, we have passed probably 40 people. You're bordering right next to a wilderness area, the White Clouds Wilderness. So there's a lot of hikers and backpackers. We've tried our best to slow, to talk to them, to thank them for sharing the trails. So be good stewards.
At this point in the day, the only thing standing between us and a big cheeseburger and fries at the Sawmill Station was about 15 miles and the French Creek Trail. French Creek drainage drops off the north slope of Railroad Ridge. At first it starts as a 2-track Jeep road, but eventually narrows to a designated single track all the way down to Highway 75 at the French Creek Trailhead parking lot. A quick right turn and a bit of asphalt, and we were at the Sawmill Station for some much needed lunch. If you stop at Sawmill, we highly recommend treating yourself to a homemade shake. It was the sweet spot during lunch, during some otherwise difficult conversations that we had to have as a team.
Our last descent down to Sawmill Station. Get some lunch because we're starving. This is the trail, the French Creek Trail, going down to the highway, Sawmill. We're going to go over this way and drop down on the highway and go back over to Sawmill. So right back here, you got to watch for a left in the corral. It's well marked, but it cuts up and out so you don't go down to the private property.
We'll go down to a lunch spot.
Let's do. I'm starving.
We enjoyed an awesome lunch at the Sawmill Station. Our server Dave is an avid local dirt biker and does a lot of trail clearing in the area. Owner and proprietor Ross is also an avid dirt biker, and we were able to spend some time chatting with him as well. Towards the end of lunch, we were thrown an unforeseen curveball when Charles disclosed that he had made the very hard decision to withdraw from the tour. This was not something he took lightly, but had been thinking about significantly since the night before. The relentless rocks and 3 long days of riding had aggravated an old back injury from a dirt biking accident years ago, And he'd made a commitment to his family and to us as a team going into the tour that he would not do anything to compromise his long-term health or our success as a team. It was gut-wrenching because we knew how hard of a decision it was for him. Charles loves riding, exploring, and Idaho mountains as much as anybody that I know. This decision did not come easy, but we respected it. We talked about this as a team for some time, and even before the tour, we had discussed similar potential scenarios and how we would handle them. The morning of our departure on day one, we had all reiterated to ourselves that we would go into this adventure as friends and come out as friends, regardless of how it played out. With a bit of a pit in our stomachs, Brent and I shook hands with Charles,
See you later.
parted our ways, and continued on for the next 6.5 days of riding. We motored down the highway, crossed the Salmon River, back on dirt at Thompson Creek, and then on to our 7th challenge point of the day in a meadow near the intersection of Thompson Creek and Center Bar.
Check out the old mine. This is up Thompson Creek. This trail doesn't look like it gets a lot of use, so things could get interesting here, but what's that? Oh, sweet. I got Thompson Creek.
Now a team of 2, we had some decisions to make. We had originally been planning on tackling the Day 4 challenge section, Custer Lookout. It had been several years ago, but I had ridden to Custer Lookout previously, so I knew what we were getting ourselves into, but I really wanted to ride it again. Brent was up for the challenge as well. It's worthy of a challenge section, and for total trail mileage, it's reasonably short compared to other challenge sections, but what it lacks in distance, it surely makes up for in the views. Custer Lookout definitely falls into the high-risk, high-reward category. We narrowly escaped disaster, but it was still easily one of the top viewpoints, if not the top, of the entire tour for me.
So this is where we'll come out of the challenge section. We're still on Thompson Creek. We just came up Center Bar. We're going down 4161. I think I've come up this before, which is not me. Yeah, I went straight through. Is that right? Day 4 challenge section. Monster Lookout, 1 mile. Okay, here goes nothing.
That must be it.
That's it. That's the spot. Oh, it's a spot shot.
Oh. Oh, all right.
Here we go.
Thought I had it.
I thought you did too. Okay, we made it. You can tell by my breathing, hardest part was the climb from the bikes up here. This is the sweetest lookout anywhere in the world. Look at this, mountains, 360 degrees. Literally, no end to them. All the way around. So rad. Custer Lookout. Make sure Brent makes it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Fuck the engine holding.
Oh crap.
Right off.
Well,
You're like, what kind of a guy am I with now?
well, that tree just saved you.
Yes, it did.
Okay,
Well,
strategy.
probably just inch by inch, huh?
Yeah, the trick. One on the front, one on the back. Or me getting below and anchoring the rear tire and you pulling the
How
front.
about that? You just want to anchor the bottom?
Well, if it's any consolation. I mean, look at this. It's like a... Okay, let me get a good
Inch by inch.
foothold. And I'm just gonna try, all I'm gonna do is hold it so it doesn't go further.
A little bit.
Okay, I'm just concerned about your back. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
When you get finished in front.
I can't get any. And you wonder why a 250-pound bike slides up. Okay, I think I got it. One. Oh. Oh crap.
Go bigger deal than this.
Bert Lamborn's Tugger to the rescue. You upright it and I'm gonna pull it up.
Right.
1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay.
Front brakes on.
I'm gonna spot you.
Well, I should have done.
Roll, there you go. Oh man.
I should have watched you go through.
Holy crap. That log saved, it almost looks like that's been put there. Oh my gosh, I mean, look at that. One tumble. Woo! You ready?
Yep, thanks very much.
Did you poop your pants a little?
Personally, no.
It all happened in slow motion. Okay, we still got some exposure, but not that bad, so here we go. Oh, we dodged one there, baby. Oh, man. Foot fake. There she is.
After our fiasco on top of Custer Lookout, it was time to cover some ground. It was after 5 o'clock at night and we still had over 75 miles to go to get to Challis. We safely made the descent, then down 5 Mile Creek Trail and out to the Custer Motorway, which is the road from Challis to Custer and Bonanza and the Yankee Fork Dredge, which are cool sites to visit when you have more time in the area, which we didn't have. On our way north on the Custer Motorway, there is an optional bonus section single track that follows the Yankees Fork to its headwaters and terminates at the boundary to the Frank Church Wilderness. We hadn't been seriously planning or considering this bonus section, but for some reason we made the decision to take it. Although it was a nice single track and there wasn't anything overly difficult about it, we burned up some precious daylight running this section. Looking retrospectively, this wasn't our brightest move, and it set in motion a series of compounding events that would take several days to recover from. Hindsight is 20/20, and if we had to do it over again, I don't think we would have opted for this section, considering the time of day it was. But we survived it, and hey, if you don't ever do anything stupid in your life, where's the fun in that? After the bonus section, we knew we really needed to pick it up as we had a lot of miles still to cover and very limited daylight. Although we had lost a team member earlier in the day, according to official Tour of Idaho rules, we had to continue riding the 3-man route for the balance of the day. Although that wasn't a particular concern to us at the time, we realized coincidentally that one of the most challenging segments of trail that we rode on the entire tour was a small hill climb on the 11-mile creek trail, which only 3-man teams had to ride. After the fun hill climb, we made it into the small basin, where our 8th challenge point of the day awaited us at the 11-mile Creek McKay Creek divide.
Creek, we just did the bonus section, completed it, came up the road, and turned onto this. We have a challenge point up here at the summit. I'm stuck on the hill. You just keep going right by me. You get some, Brent. Woo! Oh my gosh.
That's going to be easier to see, a lot harder to ride. Holy crap.
Oh my gosh.
Is that a 3-man deal?
I don't know.
Everybody. That's about all I got in me.
Yeah. went down. We just climbed, I think it was 11 Mile Creek, a section that was just for the 3-man teams. And holy freaking crap, was it gnarly. So now we're, I don't know the name of this trail, but we're cutting over to join up where 2-man team and solo riders.
We enjoyed the last few miles of single track for the day on Squaw Creek, and then began a network of ATV trails that took us in a northeasterly direction towards Challis. We had 2 more challenge sections for the day, the first of which was a knoll atop 2nd Creek. By the time we got there, we experienced the last few minutes of daylight before we rode the rest of the night in the dark on our way to Challis.
Well, I just found the one mud hole on this trail. Watch for the mud hole, don't ask me how I know how. This is 4149 ATV trail for 3-man teams.
We had fully resigned ourselves at this point that it was going to be a late night, but I admit that even though it was primarily ATV trails and 2-track, it still felt like it took a long time to complete the remaining miles. I'm sure the combination of all the experiences of earlier in the day were compounding, and that riding at night skewed our perspective slightly. We had one final challenge point to acquire, which was a picture atop Ram's Horn Mountain. The great thing about Brent is that he's as crazy as I am about enjoying riding motorcycles, and we were both genuinely having a good time still, but I think the looks on our faces as we took a final picture in the dark tells the story.
Elk over there. Big old bull. Check that out. That is beautiful. I don't know if it'll show up on the GoPro. Sunset. You see the silhouette of the mountains. There's Brent. sunrise, folks. That's the sunset. Is that what you got? Yeah? Do at 10 o'clock at night after a 16-hour day. You should climb to the top of the mountain. Having fun yet?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh. No. Next time somebody goes, yeah, let's just go ride that. Gotta look to see what we got left on the agenda.
It was after 10 p.m. and we only had our final descent off the mountain down into Challis. The flickering lights of town were teasing us, but it still seemed to take forever to get off the mountain. We were tired, hungry, and anxious for a good night's rest. At one point, we stopped on a bluff before town and spent 20 minutes uploading our challenge point photos to the Tour of Idaho Facebook page because it was the first time for the majority of the day where we had good cell service. By the time we arrived in town, we were fortunate that we were still able to check into our motel. However, our choices earlier in the day resulted in us being too late to get dinner anywhere. We were left to scrounge up whatever was left from the day in our packs, which for me was a bag of tuna fish, a peanut nut roll, and the last few gulps of still water. Welcome to the Tour of Idaho. Despite being 4 days in, it was as if our adventure was just beginning.
Ram horn. Headed down towards Challis. So I think we are on our last descent down into Challis. It's 10:30 at night. We left at just a little after 6 this morning. And we've been hauling ours half the day, but we just burned too much time at lunch and a couple other little breaks. But we're riding our motorcycles, we're having a good time. And we get to do it all over again for 5 more days. What's not to like? Woo! I think this is the Lombard ATV trail down into Challis. Holy crap, this is the longest ATV trail in the world, especially at 10:45 at night. There's the lights of town. Every bush starts looking like something. Every rock. Just don't want to make any dumb mistakes being this tired. But, I mean, I feel pretty good, but we're just running on a little sleep from each day. Now we've been out 16 and a half hours today, but again, that's not all moving time. We had to have a long lunch because we were addressing some things as a team, and that was a priority. So grateful to still be riding. The Tour of Idaho is the real deal. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. 2:30.